All right, here's how we're gonna do this. I wanna go through this really fast. We wanna go through this really fast. You know we're going to fail. So that means I'm gonna go through an intro really fast. We're the Bittersweet Gamers. I'm the Opinionator.
I'm We Squared.
Okay, let's go. Boom! Get some fresh air. Cool off in the night sky. Cool off in the night sky.
Are you launching yourself into orbit or something?
That's what it sounds like. See, I'm going too fast. It is cool that we get to run around out here, though. Well, Instructor Randolph, are you eyeing one of these gigantic apples or perhaps one of those fish? Ah, he's eyeing the booze. He did say there was something he was looking for.
And we did pick up a particular alcoholic beverage.
Damn, I knew they wouldn't have it. Randy, are you looking for something? I've been looking for some rum that's made in Ortis. I should have looked for it while we were in Ortis, but habit has taught me by this point to just stay in the stinking camp during the field exercises because they're probably not going to let me out anyway, because they think I'll run away.
Little do they know if I wanted to run away, I could.
I am wondering what's stopping him. Obligation, I know, but isn't it just that?
He might think he could be helpful in his position.
Yeah, we definitely didn't have any free time there. So, you like rum? I've never actually had rum.
I don't drink, so...
Well, I promised a friend I'd have a bottle of it. But I haven't been able to find the kind I'm looking for. I see. Well, I'm just wandering around outside, but I do happen to still be carrying, for some reason, this bottle of rum that I would never drink. Is it this? No, that's your empty hand. It's called Marion's Rum.
It's called your empty hand.
Marion's Rum. Look at you. This is exactly what I was looking for. How'd you get this?
I bought it.
I guess I got lucky when I bought it from a store in Ortis. Anyway, you can have it, Randy. You know I can't just accept this for free. Well, you got drinks for me in the past, and if I ever need money, I'll just have Una cook 10,000 croquettes, So how about you pay the next time we go out for drinks, and we'll call it even. All right, you got a deal. Jeez, you can be really amazing sometimes, you asshole. Well then, you have my most gracious thanks, Mr. Schwarzer. But seriously though, man, thanks. I'll take good care of this. You're welcome. Easiest quest ever.
Yo-ho-ho and a bottle of something.
Why did the branch campus pay me to give alcohol to Randy?
I don't know.
And in the bookstore, a game of Vantage Masters. Of course, Sydney is losing.
Of course he is. Damn, I just can't get the sight of those swimsuits out of my head.
That is why you lose competitive games.
The girls at our school are all solid 10s.
How very kind. I'm not necessarily disagreeing or something. I'm just saying he finds something to appreciate about all of them. The appearances of all of them. Isn't that pretty admirable?
He is truly an entrepreneur.
An entrepreneur?
And I haven't made any progress with a single one of them.
You mean a connoisseur?
I meant what I said. It's because they're all a bunch of goody-goody bookworms. And looks like I just won because you're not paying attention.
And he's always got 3 vanishes up his sleeve.
Wait, for real? How are you so good at Vantage Masters, Ash?
Because he's always got 3 vanishes up his sleeve.
That's my secret.
See?
Now pay up. I'll be taking that magazine you've got stashed away.
What in the world are these two doing?
Limited edition of Hot Shot, huh? Let's give it a look-see. Sydney sure got some nice stuff, and now it's mine. What's Louise doing here?
This store has a really good selection. She's not wearing glasses.
Oh no.
Pineapples in season right now.
Oh no!
I love pineapples. I love the balance of sweet and sour. For some reason, the pineapples here have a sort of explosive-y smell, but I'm sure that's just local color. Louise, sweetie, those aren't pineapples. Louise, my dear, and I say this with the utmost respect and care and love, you should always make sure to have your glasses on when you go out. Huh? Why is that?
Because you're about to eat a grenade.
Did I make a mistake? Wait, are you saying this isn't Nyosweon?
Did you think Nyo Swayon was run by a puppy?
Aurelia and Celestin at a bar, drinking.
Nothing good can come of this.
What's interesting is that Celestin is holding a fairly sizable glass of wine, and Aurelia, it's just this tiny little glass. But you know that glass is probably
Like
full...
300% proof?
I was thinking more like Panzer Soldat lubricant, because it's the only thing that can actually intoxicate her. Huh? Principal Le Guin and Celestin? Are you two drinking together?
Hey, your names kind of rhyme.
This is suspicious. Is it that surprising? I can understand how it might be an unexpected sight. Marquis Higharms told me to greet her lordship while I was here, and Lady Aurelia suggested we come here to talk. If it's between Marquis Higharms and Principal Le Guin, then you two must be discussing the results of the Imperial Provincial Council, right?
Ooh, do tell.
Yes, that's correct. Despite some rather momentous events, we shall be keeping them secret from you, however.
Boo!
Isn't it weird that nobody has said anything about the
Yusei being the next Duke Cayenne? Or Duchess?
the presumed new candidate? Heck, the paper even said that Marquis Ballard was getting impeached.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean he's getting stripped of his title or something, perhaps? Or
Who knows?
his position, but... With Lord Ballard removed from the running, who, I wonder, will be the next Duke?
Oh, don't even pretend!
What do you think, Schwarzer? Hear any interesting rumors lately? No, I am in the dark about this. I think you two would know better than me. Well, a rumor or two have reached my ears by chance. Anyway, speculation will do us no good. I don't need to speculate. I already know the answer. All is as I have planned and foretold. We'll simply need to wait to find out. But didn't you just ask me to speculate?
Do as I say, not as I do.
Care for a drink? It's 700%. 700. How lightweight. But it's nice for a refreshing sip. House Higharms is treating today. What do you say, Schwarzer? Would you like some hair on your chest? You can drink to your heart's content without spending a single mirror. I will run. I will run and my life will be spared. Come on, right?
Yeah!
Yes, do you know? But why keep it such a secret? At this point.
Yeah, I don't know why either.
You'd think Muse would say something, and what is really interesting about that...
Unless there's a reason for it.
We filled it out for Muse. There isn't anything else for her to say, so it's like either Reen's not going to find out in this game, or they're not going to tell him.
There must be a reason for them not outing who she is.
I'm just thinking that at this point, now that she's the candidate, well, I guess they're going to wait until...
Until it's official?
I mean, technically she hasn't been appointed?
Yeah.
Is that the right term? Appointed?
What do you want?
I promise I'm not going to say I'm surprised to see you here.
Good. Ah, now that's good cup of coffee. I forgot to say A there.
They did miss that, didn't they?
Though I wouldn't mind if it were just a bit more bitter to match my soul.
Bitter. Such a nice, pleasant flavor. I'm not the only person who likes bitter flavors. I feel like you always have a cup of coffee with you, Professor.
I haven't slept for 2 decades.
Do you ever drink tea instead?
I don't particularly dislike tea, but nothing refreshes the mind quite like a strong, sharp stimulus, meaning the bitterer, the better.
It's not that I don't get what he's saying, but isn't he like saying all I have to do is stab myself in the head when I need a pick-me-up? Despite what Schmidt is saying, he doesn't like bitter flavors at all. I see, so you always take your coffee black then.
That's Russell. Don't lump me in with him.
I knew I liked Albert Russell.
I put sugar in, of course. How else would I get my brain going?
What about ketones? You ever thought of that?
I'll key you a tone.
I'm not even sure what that means.
Neither do I.
I see. Sorry. What do you mean personal bias creeps in from time to time? This is our video, isn't it?
Oh, hey there, Instructorine.
Hello. Enjoying some tea, I see?
I don't like tea.
You just said you didn't particularly dislike tea! Yes, they're letting me join in.
We're glad to have you with us. Oh yeah, big news, Instructor. In the swimming class earlier, Allie finally reached her goal of 40 ARG.
Yay! Altina's only been having that as a goal for the entire game. It's nice to see that it finally happened, though I kind of wish we would have seen it.
Yeah.
Wow, really? I was so focused on the race between me and Randy and Michael that I didn't notice.
Okay, so we have confirmation it was a race.
Good job, Altina. I'm proud of you. It's not that impressive, considering how long it took me to reach. Look, do you see how big she is?
Yeah!
40 ARG for her is like 80 ARG for Leonora.
Mm-hmm.
But even so, I still feel a sense of accomplishment.
And she doesn't even have the natural floaties Leonora has. It's because you work so hard. Hmm? What's wrong? Looks like you overcame some stuff too, huh, Valerie? Your expression is a lot lighter compared to before.
Didn't even sound as sarcastic.
Uh-huh. It's a good thing. No need to be shy. You're up next, Allie. I can't remember the last time I saw you smile. Or wait, have I ever seen that?
I do not believe I will be able to comply.
Then I'll just have to tickle it out of ya.
Well, I will think about it. And if you tickle me, that will make me frown. Leonora is a good influence on those two. Doesn't it seem like we are sort of reaching endgame resolution of a lot of basic things?
Yeah, bunch of subplots.
Like really minor character deals for sure, but...
Well, they're not minor for the character.
That's a really good way to put that.
Just because they're not major compared to the overarching storyline doesn't mean it's not important to the characters.
Well said, Billy. Well said. I can't suddenly start expressing emotion just because I'm asked. I am not physically built that way, nor is my onboard software calibrated to that extent. Leonora is very stubborn at times like this. I suppose I'll just keep nodding. You know, if you want to smile, I can just stick my fingers, see?
No one can see that, Damon.
You can't see this?
No one can see your fingers hooked into the sides of your mouth, pulled up in a very terrifying looking grimace.
I'm happy!
Sure you are, man.
Oh yeah, when we were talking to Rosine, she passed over something else. And the gods of creation before Septian calendar seems important, especially in the context that we have right now.
Oh yeah!
In the beginning, there were two great gods. One boasted unrivaled courage, the other unparalleled fortitude. They descended from the heavens with their kin, and it was upon the dark land below that they first met. Calamity. Their opposing natures incompatible, the two were drawn irresistibly into battle, and thus began a struggle that shook heaven and earth. The goddess and the spirit's laments were for naught. As the land quaked, the skies were torn asunder, and the gods' kin could only tremble in fear. After what seemed like an eternity, their clash came to an end, but it was an end of mutual defeat. Their powers spent, the empty shells of the two celestial titans were flung into the furthest reaches of the dark land. All that remained in their wake were terrible, their kin, and the great power.
Two empty titans, you say?
Well, I bet one of them ended up in Nord.
And the other one ended up in Brionia Island.
So, Adios is not in control of this.
Right.
So in the beginning, there were two titanic robot-looking things. They descended from the heavens, and as we've seen in those brief flashes of memory, it was on the dark land below that they met. As in, they came
from the sky
and then battled on the earth. as if they came from space.
Yes.
And when they destroyed themselves, and again, Adios, whoever Adios is, a goddess or otherwise, could do nothing. And now the empty shells are flung into the furthest reaches, but what remains in their wake were the kin and the great power. I'm just saying, I may have seen a story like this too.
What? What are you talking about, David?
So they came with their kin. Who are their kin? And this also says the goddess and the spirits. The spirits, that's like what they talk about with animism.
Yeah.
It's not quite the same as the Septian Church.
Right. Their kin were probably the original Zemurian people. I mean, this doesn't say anything about people who were on the world before the gods came.
I suppose they could be the fiends, but it just depends on what exactly the great power is. Also, we get this one boasted unrivaled courage, the other unparalleled fortitude. I can't remember exactly how it was phrased, but don't we have two competing goals from the two big players? The Society's Phantasmal Blaze plan.
And the Twilight plan from the gnomes?
Yeah, I can't remember what it was called exactly. Something Twilight. Does that have something to do with this? I would assume so, since the first time we run into this, like the Guardian, and give it some actual time, that's when we find out that the Black Workshop or the gnomes are on the same level as Ouroboros.
Okay, actually something just popped into my brain.
Yeah?
What was the point of the Phantasmal Blaze plan as we understood it?
Oh!
Yeah! It was to fill a vessel with a certain power.
The great power, perhaps? And a vessel, such as an empty shell of a celestial titan?
That's what McBurn even referred to it as. An empty vessel.
Well, there we go, huh? And the struggle of these two celestial titans with robot heads. They're not like biological giants, okay?
Right.
You don't give yourself like a Sizzler Black or Black Getter head if you're not a robot, I'm just saying. As they fought, it destroyed the world.
And we saw remnants of a crater, and Osgiliath Lake kind of looked like a crater, right?
Or Osgiliath Basin.
Yeah, the Osgiliath Basin kind of looks like a crater, right?
A giant crater, yeah. It could be. But I mean, it's called a basin, which means that it's like a...
Like a crater that got filled up over time.
So, the Titans perhaps met and did battle at Osgiliath Basin?
Look at the distance between the Nord Highlands and Brionia Island compared to it. They're about the same, aren't they?
It does appear to be in the center of the two, so they were flung and flung.
To opposite ends.
So, this is a story, perhaps cyclical, perhaps not. As Vita said, it is a story that has an end that she wants to change. It seems as though if one of the two plans succeeds, then the world will be destroyed by the awakening of these giant titans from space.
And who will then fight each other again, presumably.
Well, yes, and that destroys the world.
Yeah.
And the only reason that people would know that this is going to happen and talk about it like it's a story that they're trying to change the end of might be that they have some awareness of it, hence the time loopy thing. Again, we may not be right, but I don't think everything we're saying is entirely wrong.
It might not necessarily be time loopy, it might be more history repeating itself.
That's why I said if not a time loop, then like an awareness of the future, but not in some way of this might happen,
right?
But the certainty via which they talk about it. And we know that the ancient Zemurians were obscenely technologically advanced.
Yeah, like the Oriole was ridiculous.
Perhaps the Great Collapse was actually the result of that battle, and so there was something here before. I mean, maybe it wasn't a descend from space or something, but that something had happened in the world, like that had a built-up society, and that led to the two celestial titans destroying themselves, leaving behind the great power, which is presumably what everyone wants. Oh, if I could only remember the stuff that's been said about the origins of the septium veins. Like, does it have something to do with that?
Like, is that what the great power is? Septian energy or something?
Well, I was kind of going in a couple directions at once. I'm wondering if the spirit veins, the dragon veins, the veins of septium from which everything like orbal energy and spiritual power seems to be like derived from if that was like the spilled lifeblood of the Titans. Something like that.
Interesting.
Okay, pretty good black record this time, huh? Now that we've run around in a hot July night, Reen's all sweaty, so let's take a bath. Besides, I want to see if he's going to be in the casual clothes in the bath, and then I will laugh at him. Also, there is a person in the women's bath. On the map, you know.
I see.
Seems like most of the students feel pretty good about their exams. Darn, I'm wearing the glasses, but not the casual shirt. Though we won't know the results till early next week.
This feels great. But sitting here just makes me realize all the mistakes I made on my exams. I always used to score well at the police academy.
That voice. Yuna, huh? Hey, Yuna!
Ah! Instructor Reen? Were you listening to me the whole time, you creeper?
And there's the mandatory Yuna reaction.
I'm sorry about that. It's not your fault the baths are built like this.
I'm glad you recognize that I have nothing to do with the construction of this building. Thank you.
I was the one who was talking out loud.
There you go, being reasonable. Well, I think you're doing a good job here, Yuna.
Washing up?
Yes, you're bathing very well. Good job bathing.
Creepo?
You've been studying and training from the moment you got here, and I've seen how you steadily improve in all your subjects. I understand why Randy and Major Claire think so highly of you. And I'm right there with them, of course.
This guy, for real? I think I've got a better idea of the kind of guy you are now. I know the struggles Elise and Elisa must go through.
What do you mean?
Yeah, that's your usual reaction. I had all these expectations about the legendary hero of Erebonia, and you turn out to be like this, for better or worse.
Did you want me to be like Principal Le Guin?
If people knew this was what the Ashen Chevalier was really like, I don't know, you'd probably just get even more popular.
I'm not really sure what you're talking about, but thanks for the food earlier. No-bake cheesecake, was it? It really was delicious.
Oh, that. Tita and I worked together on that. There was actually something else I wanted to make, so the cheesecake was just practice.
Oh, what was it you wanted to make?
That's the secret!
You better not be planning to make a birthday cake for Reen. That's it?
That felt so good. Oh yeah, Mr. Celestin put some sodas in the fridge for us. I'm gonna go get one. You want one too?
Yeah, it sounds good. Ugh, that hurt. I'll help myself to one later. The soda's Namine, huh? These are from way in the east. How does Celestin even get these?
I know, right?
Well?
Whew! Nothing like an ice-cold ramen after a nice hot bath. I drink it all in one gulp. Anyway, Freddy's cheesecake got pretty much the reception I thought it would. Maybe I should have prepared some more.
Freddy's cheesecake?
What?
It's so smooth, and it melts in the mouth like it's made of snow. It's not overly sweet, and it has a subtle, creamy flavor. It's delicious.
Aw, thank you. You give such good compliments, Tatiana.
Actually, that sounds pretty good. Not really very sweet, very creamy. Oh, is this the cheesecake you and Yuna made? I tried a bit of it earlier myself. It really is great.
Can't wait to use it in battle. Oh, I'm so happy you enjoyed it.
Wait, but isn't this the last piece? Is it really okay for me to have it?
Of course, we can always make more after all. Freddy made some too, actually. Though I hear his has a stronger odor to it.
Odor?
I'm almost scared to ask.
Odor? A cheesecake that smells... What is this?
This is my version of the no-bake cheesecake.
It doesn't have bug frass in it, does it?
It's just as tasty as the one Yuna made.
The smell's giving me the bulk.
Is that a good or bad thing?
I have no idea. You're right. It's really got quite a strong, presence.
I was born without the sense to smell.
I can feel this cake's battle aura from here.
See? You guys understand how great it is. After all, I used tons of my secret ingredient on it. Blue cheese!
I don't think that's what they mean by cheesecake.
Oh, God! I'm glad you like it so much.
Billy, do you know what blue cheese is?
No.
It's mold.
Oh.
Actually, I really like it. No, mate, I don't like it. I said it's reeking. Pay attention to me. I said it gave me the bulk.
Ah, come on. Quit saying it smells, you guys. You're gonna make me blush.
Oh, so this is where you were, Towa?
Yep, just looking over some documents. I thought that maybe I could bring my reference books from Heimdall and keep them here.
Oh, your home's in Heimdall, huh? Come to think of it, I was about to say this too. Come to think of it, I'm not sure you've ever told me about your life outside of school. Like, really, we don't know anything about her background, do we?
No, I don't think so. Wow, maybe you're right. Truth be told, I don't really talk about myself much. I'm too busy catering to everyone around me. Where do I even start? Well, my parents passed away when I was really young. Ever since then, my aunt and uncle have taken care of me.
I had no idea.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get all morbid. I didn't have a deprived childhood or anything. My aunt and uncle were truly kind to me. My grandpa, too. And since my parents were both scholars, they left me with a lot of books. Each one I read helped me feel a little more connected to them.
So they were scholars, huh?
That certainly explains a lot, doesn't it?
It really does.
In that sense, you could say I was truly blessed.
Towa, so your grandfather and your parents were all scholars? I guess being sharp as a tack runs in the family, huh?
Oh, please, I'm really not all that bright.
One wonders why she wasn't interested in doing that herself. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, and she's clearly quite happy with what she's doing, and she's clearly making good decisions. That it's ridiculous to think otherwise. It's just...
She could have probably had her pick of jobs.
Probably.
Because everyone was scouting her.
Yeah, explicitly she had her pick of jobs. But I just mean that she wasn't interested in academics. She was actually interested in other stuff.
Yeah.
And that's just interesting how after 2 generations, you know?
Anyway, the exams are finally over. So get some relaxing in, Reen. I know you.
Well, I know you too. You get some relaxing in, Towa. I mean, we do have that pool on campus. You might want to go for a swim. Take a break from all that work. Break. Stop working. You do understand what not working means, don't you?
No. You're a meanie, Reen.
You tell me that I need to be more innocent, and you're calling me a meanie? You're a manipulative little... I don't mean little like that.
Yeah?
But
go on.
You are little, though. Well, that's enough of that. Oh, hey, Reed. You done with work today?
Let's drink some of that rum.
I was expecting it, frankly. Hey, Randy. Yeah, but I'm not planning to hit the hay just yet. Good to hear. Want to hang out for a little? Been thinking of cracking open that rum you got. I love the magazine on his desk.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, sure, but weren't you saving it for... We're just gonna have a little taste. He won't mind, so don't worry about it. I hear rum from the coastal areas is pretty hard to come by. This is just my little way of saying thanks. Remember all that arguing about getting stuff for free? This is the price tag. Well, when you put it like that, how can I refuse?
And Reen has died.
Wow, this stuff's pretty strong. Not quite as strong as that spiritus stuff Instructor Sarah recommended, but Northumbrian liquor, eh? Well, few drinks can rival that stuff. I imagine you can run a gasoline engine on that. But I think this one was about 75%, so I'd say that's still pretty strong, yeah? Yeah, pretty strong. Pretty strong? I'm a lightweight, so I think we're way past pretty here. That said, it's got just a little bit of sweetness to it. I can tell it's a high-quality drink. Glad to hear it. I used to carry this drink all the time back in that village. Makes you wonder. That village? Ah, right.
Before I came to Crossbell,
Are we going to get some extra background on Randy?
Yes!
I was still a Jaeger with the Red Constellation. I've got some bitter memories from back then.
I see. But if you're planning to drink this with him, he's either talking about Lloyd or maybe some kind of, like, having a drink with his deceased friend. The reason that he left the Red Constellation.
I see.
One of those two. That means you've gotten past those bitter memories, right?
True. The more I think about it, I sure am one lucky bastard. I've got friends, partners, people I can call family. And coming here, I got a bunch of good students and co-workers on top of all that.
Randy's really struggling.
Poor guy.
Randy.
Sorry for getting serious all of a sudden, but there's something I gotta do, no matter what. Depending on how things play out, I might even have to go up against you.
Ooh.
Well, like we were talking about all throughout Chapter 2, the SSS isn't just sitting around with their thumbs up their butt. They do have their goals, and that's throw out everybody from the Empire and get Crossbell back.
Yeah, but are you seriously telling me Reen wouldn't be like, oh, I have an Imperial order to fight Randy? What order?
Oh, no, there's no way that Reen would ever try and do anything else in terms of defending the Imperial annexation of Crossbell or something. But it's not about Reen.
Oh, that's true.
It's about Randy, and Randy is kind of struggling with or has accepted the fact that he'll have to fight Reen, if that's what it takes, because no matter what, there's something he's going to do.
Yeah.
With that in mind...
It's all right. I understand what you're trying to say about your situation and his. But even so, I want you to remember that there are people in the Empire who won't stand for the current situation and who are trying to change things for the better, too.
Reen. Let me rephrase that good coworker bit I said before. You're more like my clumsy younger pal who's super direct and can't stop himself from blurting out the corniest lines in the book.
Hey, that's not corny, darn it! He's saying, I'm not a government stooge.
I'd say that's a better fit for you.
However, what Randy said was true, but... Oh yeah? Well, I'd say that makes you the older pal who's got my back. The pal who looks like he's a shifty womanizer gambling addict, but is actually surprisingly caring and a good big brother, or so I hear.
So what do you think about them apples?
Oof, touche. Speaking of, which one of those lovely ladies is your main squeeze? Is it the blonde one? The blue-haired swordswoman? Or the one with the glasses? Don't tell me it's that cute little fairy.
Like I said, there doesn't... After some more intense questioning by Randy, the answers to all of them having been successfully dodged by an evade build Reen, they both finished their shot glasses and headed back to their rooms to prepare for the free day. That was nice. I am worried about him, though.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, you two.
Good evening, Reen. Is now a good time?
Seriously, every time you talk like that, it weirds me out. Yeah, now's perfect. It's been a couple weeks, huh, guys? Are you with Elliot now?
Nah, we're in different places. We were just talking and decided to bring you in on the conversation, too. Yeah, this whole program is just too cool. I heard it works by using the power of a communication artifact Prince Oliver owns.
I can't thank him enough for setting this up for us. And I can't help but remember what it was that Schmidt said about the relationship between the Orbital Network and Pleroma-Grass.
Yeah.
But wow, the three of us together takes me back, like right to the very beginning of Cold Steel 1. It was
Yeah.
It was our first day at Thor's that we met.
Me and Gaius were just talking about that. We got dropped into the basement of the old schoolhouse and forced into an orienteering exercise. Everyone else split off, and it was just us three together.
Yeah, it feels like it was just yesterday, but also a million years ago. Guess this is a sign where I'm not even going to dignify this
that
with a response. Go screw yourself.
Old? No way! You're still only 20, and I'm not even completely out of my teens yet. Oh yeah, why has it been so hard to get in touch with you guys? It was like your Arcus 2 was turned off. We were really worried. I already mentioned this to Reen, but I have my reasons. I'll tell everyone in Class 7 about it once we meet up. Think you can wait till then?
Yeah, of course. I'm really curious.
I'm still sort of worried, but alright, if you say so. Oh right, there's something I need to tell you guys. It's looking like we'll all be able to meet in Heimdall for the summer festival next weekend.
That's great news, but...
Yeah, I've heard you have your field exercises then. We'll have to work around that, but do you think we'd be able to meet up? Yeah, even if it's just for a few minutes before you head off.
Yeah. I'll talk to you guys after the briefing tomorrow, then I'll know my own schedule. If my suspicions prove correct, I might be able to join you all for more than a few minutes.
Really? Sounds like you've got some idea where you're headed.
It's just a guess, nothing concrete. But either way, once I find out for sure, I'll let you all know.
Looking forward to it. I await the good news.
The free day finally begins! 15 episodes! We'll do what is worthwhile.
Yep.
This may be the last one, or there may be a pseudo free day before the very end.
Mm-hmm.
Here are today's requests.
Oh, there's so many! I've never seen this many requests before! No, really, haven't you noticed that they say that every time
Yeah.
for free games?
But it's always 3.
Well, it might be 4. The final trial.
Oh,
For the time being, i.e. Cold Steel 3.
right.
The radio stars. Oh, we need replacement actors? That sounds fun. And Liza, that's Reset, I think. The bakery.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Another trial at the Keep, and then requests from the radio station and the bakery, huh? Well, thanks for this, Celestin. This is very well organized. It's very challenging to put 3 items in a row. Pleased to be of assistance. With the rain behind us, today is looking to be an especially hot day. Do take care as you go about your tasks.
Celestin away!
Well, he's just walking. No propeller beanies involved.
Oh.
Celestin really is a huge help around here. Wonder what he was talking about with the principal about yesterday. I put about 7 more abouts in there than necessary, but doesn't matter. It's none of my business.
About.
The briefing's at about 3 p.m. I'll need to make sure I'm done with my errands about by then. The exams are over. The branch campus is in pretty good shape. I think it's time to gather up all my thoughts. All right, time to get started.
About.
I've had just about enough.
Turnabout is fair play.
What are you talking about?
About time.
All right, starting at the top of the dorms and working our way down.
Ooh, astrology. Or astronomy. I can never tell which is which.
Well, astronomy is the one that uses a telescope, and astrology is
Yeah?
not uses a telescope.
This brings back memories. I haven't dug it out in a while.
Does this have to do with your scholarly family background, Towa?
It's my astronomical telescope I brought from back home. I was thinking about using it for an extracurricular astronomy lesson tonight.
Will you just take a break? If you want to play around with it and invite some people, that's fine, but you're not, like, instructing them on lessons, are you? Or an astronomy lesson. Not a bad idea. I'd love to get a closer look at those stars we saw on our way back the other day.
Yeah, me too.
That's really why it's here, isn't it?
We're supposed to have clear skies tonight, so we'll get a perfect view of the stars. It should be a nice way to relax after the exams. I'll need to make sure I'm prepared before tonight.
I'm kind of interested in seeing the stars myself. If you don't mind, can I help you get ready? I'd like to join in on the lesson and see the stars, too.
Are you sure? I really would appreciate the help. Why don't we try looking through the telescope now?
Is that okay? Isn't it still too bright out?
Just think of it as a pre-lesson test run. Can I get you to help me carry it?
So look straight at the sun and blind myself? Reen helped Towa carry her astronomy telescope outside. After getting instructions on how to operate it, Reen peered in, ready to gaze upon the heavens.
And went blind from the sun.
Don't look at the sun. Huh? Hey, Towa, I can't see anything.
What? Really? Oh, I left the cap on. It looks like it's completely broken. Now that I look closely, the lens is all scratched up and the focusing knob is all rusted.
Well, this thing's about as old as the two of us put together, isn't it?
We can't use it for anything in this state.
I see, that's a shame.
I'm sorry I got your hopes up.
Man, bonding point wasted!
I've been so busy lately, I didn't have any time to do maintenance on it. Maybe it was just its time to go.
Towa, didn't you say this was precious to you?
Yeah, actually, it was a memento of my grandfather.
I see. What was he like?
As smart and kind a man as you could ever know. I guess he was pretty famous among scholars. He served as the director of a museum in Heimdall.
Huh, really? I noticed in the paper there was some new event at the Heimdall Museum.
About astrology, right?
Astronomy, Billy!
Whichever Astra it was.
Here, what's your astrological sign?
Virgo.
Mine's Cancer! There you go, that's our astrology. A museum in Heimdall. Could it be the Imperial Museum? Wow, it's pretty amazing that he was the director of the biggest museum in the Empire.
He just did it as a hobby on the side while he did his research. It takes me back. When he was looking up at the stars, he'd be in his own little world. He was excited and endlessly curious, just like a little kid. He'd tell me all sorts of things about the stars while I looked through his telescope with him.
He must have been a good grandfather.
Yeah, he was. Aw, man, I wish I could show you and the students all those beautiful stars.
Hey, Towa, why don't we try to fix this telescope together? I'll do whatever I can to help.
I appreciate the thought, but I think it might be too hard. It was made back in my grandfather's day. I don't know if we'll even be able to get parts for it anymore.
Well, we won't know until we try, right? We have some pretty good resources at the branch campus, and there's plenty of shops in Leaves. I'd say it's way too early to give up on it. Don't you agree?
Reen. Yes, you're absolutely right. We've got nothing to lose, so let's go for it.
That's the spirit. Reen and Towa started disassembling the broken telescope to salvage all the parts that were still usable. After deciding which parts and tools they'd need, how do they know this? Well, whatever. I mean, heck, in 2020 we can just look at YouTube videos and that'll take care of all the knowledge that we need, but...
Well, to be fair, she did imply that she normally does maintenance on it.
Fair point. They decided to check the campus and around Leaves. They were able to use Pablo's knowledge of model train parts to know what screws and small bits to check 9 volley for.
Huh!
Further, Mint's craftsman training was exactly what they needed to fix the lens. It only took 3 tries. After many hours of hard work, it was time to go to the briefing at 3 p.m. Free day over.
I can see! Reen, we did it! The focusing knob works smoothly, and that foggy lens is crystal clear now.
We owe Mint and Pablo big time. Everyone was so kind helping us out like that.
Yeah, I'm so glad I didn't give up on it. We really do have a lot of people looking out for us.
Aw, you're getting all sappy.
I'm sure my grandfather would be happy to see his telescope good as new.
Yeah, it looked like it was disintegrating before compared to now.
I wouldn't have tried so hard to fix it if not for you. Thank you so much, Reen.
Towa, no need to thank me. I'm glad I was able to help. Seems like we'll be able to do our astronomy lesson tonight after all.
Yeah, I'll tell the students about it. And I hope you're looking forward to it too, Reen. I'm sure we'll see a ton of beautiful stars out there.
Wouldn't miss it. What?
Oh!
What do you mean an astronomy lesson this evening?
Well, we can't look at the stars now.
No, I get that. Okay, guys, I need your help. Only you can save us from this crisis. We already have Towa's bond at max, so actually doing that event and keeping it is going to be like a net overall loss of bond points.
Mm-hmm.
Is it worth us doing the Towa event, not getting additional bond points for another character, and seeing this scene in the evening? or not. It's gonna be a little bit before we're able to get it ready,
Yeah.
so please let us know, because we're kind of at a loss. We haven't tried to do some guide about getting
Yeah.
all the final bonding events. That's maybe a shame, but so be it.
Well, it kind of seems like you can't on the first run.
I don't know, you apparently usually can if you do it right. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So we're not gonna be able to get all the final bonding events. We're presumably gonna be able to get Towa's. And I figure that if we don't spend this bonding point on Towa here, we might be able to get someone else's additional final bonding event, right? So that's why I say we need the help. Please help us. If enough of you say that this extra event is worth it, then we'll do it. And if not, meh. All things being equal, I would prefer to see it.
Right.
But I think I've made my point. Oh God, desperation!
It's okay, David. Our viewers will help us.
I'm so stressed out now!
Time for a relaxing bath.
They definitely do help. That feeling of being turned slowly into boiling meat. Next week is gonna be intense. Just when I started to feel like I'd gotten used to the pace here, too. Exam results, Panzer Soldat training, and our field exercises. The inevitable end of the game. I hope the students are able to rest up today while they can. Oh, someone's coming in over there. I have no idea who it's gonna be. Schwarzer, is that you? Yeah, usually I'm the one asking, though. The bath is nice, as always. It took quite a bit of mirror to renovate it, but it was money well spent. So it was you who paid for the renovations after all.
It's really so hard to believe.
You seem to really enjoy it. Do you like going to hot springs, too? Oh, yes. Since I was released from my military service, I've been visiting them all over. I went to a resort spa in Michelin. I also visited the Phoenix Wings in your hometown. Oh, I see. What? Why is that so surprising?
Right?
I've also gone to natural hot springs hidden away in the mountains, the kind where bears and other woodland creatures join you.
Of course she did, because she is at the pinnacle of humanity. Bears know better than to mess with her.
Yeah, so she'll just bathe in hot springs with bears and tigers. I also visited a hot spring on the side of a cliff overlooking the ocean. It was a spectacular view. I hear you're quite the hot spring fanboy. Any recommendations? I like hot springs, but I have been eclipsed in my hobby. After hearing that list? Oh, I am not adequate. Oh yeah! Last year I was in Ulster for some business, and there were some hot springs there called the Hidden Spirit Springs. They were tucked away in some ruins in the forest. Oh? You've piqued my interest. Tell me more. Well, it was the time when blah blah drama CD. I knew where you were from, but I didn't expect to have such an engaging conversation with you like this. Join me again sometime, perhaps without the wall in the way of our conversation.
Oh my.
That might be okay in a bathhouse, but I'm not so sure about here. You are the boss, though. Oh, there's something I've been wondering. Oh, pray tell, what about? It might just be my imagination, but are you channeling your energy?
What?
It's just, I'm getting the same sensation from you that I did when you went up against the maiden. Is something going to happen at the briefing this after, Schwarzer?
Oh.
Are you able to get a hold of Master Yun Ka-Fai or the Divine Blade of Wind, Arios McLean? Or maybe the commander of the Liberlian army, Cassius Bright?
I am very concerned!
If she is asking him to get a hold of those three,
What's going to happen?
though quite frankly, I think Arios is not on the same level as the other two. What? Well, Master's always traveling and doesn't have an Arcus, so no, not really. Plus, he's probably in the Far East based on the last time I heard of it. And I know of the other two, but... No, I see. Then I shall look to the goddess to guide me. I eagerly await your development towards greatness.
Your response has not quelled my concern!
The 8 Leaves, 1 Blade School. I'd like to see how far it can go.
Oh no!
What on earth is going to happen at the briefing? What are we gonna be briefed about? I have absolutely no clue what that was all about, and I regret asking. Master Ka-Fi and the 2 Divine Blades? What does she need them for?
I am very concerned. Maybe if we could get a hold of them, she'd fight them at full power instead of us?
Surely it's not just that. Okay, she would annihilate poor Arios. I bet she would beat Yun Ka-Fi just because of age.
And Cassius would probably be like, I don't want to do this.
I'm not so sure that she's not really above Cassius when it comes to raw fighting power, frankly. By the way, couldn't Reen actually easily get a hold of Arios? You take the principal and Reen and go to Randy and be like, we need to get a hold of Arios.
Yeah, probably could actually.
So if there's some place you need to go to make that happen, and wouldn't we get a hold of him within a day or two?
Yeah, probably.
Well, get to play cards against you now, huh?
I've just received word from the others. I will be in Heimdall for the summer festival.
We have just been asked by Principal Le Guin to prepare the Divine Blade of Wind, farking Cassius Bright, the man that Ouroboros mobilizes half of their enforcers to send him to another country to distract him for a few weeks in order to get out of their hair, and the head of the 8 Leaves, 1 Blade School, possibly even the founder, but at the very least the master. And then we find out from Rosine, who has, I wanted to point out, been missing. If you talk to the priest here, he's like, I don't know where Rosine is, but I'm sure she's doing something. And, you know, maybe he knows who she is. And now Rosine says, I'm going to be there too. What on earth is going to happen? The world is going to explode.
Well, we know that she's the knight to Thomas, and we know Thomas is going to be in Heimdall.
That's right, Thomas is there, so yes, it most definitely is related.
I will be assisting with the mass that's going to be held in the Heimdall Cathedral.
Officially. I see. Well, given that it's you, I imagine you've got 3 or 4 ulterior motives, too.
Perhaps you know me too well. Yes, I do have other business. But please, don't let that concern you.
Man, the Gralls Ritter doesn't come to play. Speaking of playing, though, let's do Vantage Masters. You might win. Hey, Billy, didn't you say something before about Cerberus running Yo Swayon?
Yes, I did. What?
Did he get rented out for more training to expand his shopkeeper
What kind
abilities?
of wonder dog is this? Ho ho! So you're doing the shopping, eh?
The shopping. Cerberus is here to buy things. So Jingo is like, Cerberus, I need you to go pick up X and Y from Yo Swayon. So Cerberus comes up and is like, "Wow, wow, wow." He's telling him what he needs. Do you see a list? Is he handing him a list?
2 bottles of glue and 3 tubs of high-grade grease.
Does he understand him? This is kind of crazy.
What?
What? I get that he's the goodest boy, but I mean, he is the goodest boy. I don't know what's more amazing. Cerberus, the shopkeeping dog, or Jingo, who trains him? Jingo! What is up with your dog?
All shopkeepers know how to speak dog.
Okay, maybe they do, but how did you get the dog to tell it what it needed? Oh, you here to buy something, or are you investigating this quest or whatever? I got this card case in this morning. It's a bit worn, but real cool looking. Want to buy it? A card case? Yeah, you know, for playing cards, I guess. It's made of military-grade bulletproof material.
What
With
the?
a case like this, you can even play cards on the battlefield. Why would you want to do this?
I don't know, ask the Jaeger cake.
Isn't the Jaeger King the person that you should really sell this to? Is that really necessary? Anyway, it's first come, first serve. You want it? How about it? Of course I'm gonna buy it! Thanks! Finally, didn't think I'd ever get rid of this thing. Huh, that's pretty stylish looking.
Well, think about it, Damon. If you've got a bulletproof card case, you can keep it like in your breast pocket so it can inexplicably dodge a fatal bullet aimed at your heart.
Why don't you just make armor plates for that then? Oh, looks like there's already some cards inside. Oh, I never checked inside. Let me see. Oh, these are what you call antique cards.
A 32 set?
They're-
36!
Yeah, for Stark. Oh, I want to turn that into Stark. Maybe he'll describe his secret past of working for the evil Hugo Kleist. They're probably from about 100 years ago. Looks like it's a full 36 card set. Well, shoot. Had I known earlier, I would have charged more. Oh, well, if that's the case, I'll give these back. No, don't worry about it. I gave you my sales pitch, you bought it. I already sold it to you. I just gotta chalk this up to me needing more training. Oh. If I remember correctly, isn't Stark from Jurai? Wasn't he looking for these? Why, it was Stark! I feel like he said he was looking for a deck of antique cards.
And then he was from Jurai.
Like 40 years ago. I think I remember him mentioning 36 cards, too. Oh well, those are yours now, so you can do what you want with them. Take good care of them. That was convenient.
Is this your card?
I'm meeting up with Mama next weekend, so I'm gonna be closing up shop. Let's see, are you going home or something? Nah, she told me we were gonna go do some social studies together.
Oh.
But when Mama says studies, what she means is battlefields, so that's probably where I'm headed.
Are you going to be in Heimdall? I don't know if that's reassuring or worrying.
Well, they're not Jaegers. If they just wanted to be Jaegers, they'd do it. But maybe they're going to scavenge the battlefields around Ortis.
Okay, that makes sense.
But I wouldn't be surprised if they showed up in Heimdall. I see. Sounds like you've got it pretty tough. I mean, it's a pain in the butt, sure, but I don't need your sympathy.
Tote the rocket launcher herself, I'm sure.
Huh. That is ominous, though.
Right?
So, Billy, do you think that Stark, the Hugo analog, is the Hugo analog on purpose?
We'll see, Damon.
The pawn shops in Heimdall didn't have anything. Those cards are gonna be impossible to find, isn't it? Checking the orbital net, huh? Are you still looking for those cards you were talking about before? No, Instructor Ream. Yeah, but no matter where I look, I can't find them. It's true they're old, but it's not like they're stupidly rare or anything like that. I see. Perhaps it's these! No, really, dude, this better be worth it.
Right?
There's something I'd like you to take a look at. This wouldn't be happen to be what you're about me, would it?
What?
I don't know, but here's your cards. A card case. What's so special about it? Well, it is bulletproof.
That's pretty special.
But check inside. Huh? God! These are... It really is them.
Now the master plan can become complete.
This is a set of the antique cards I've been looking for. But not just that, these scratches and creases. This is the exact deck I lost!
What?
The exact deck? What was it doing in a bulletproof case?
Right?
Maybe that's why he didn't think the case was weird, because it's just like, oh yeah, like my old card case. Yeah, these cards are my treasure. They were given to me by a guy I really looked up to.
If I recall correctly.
But one day, my dad sold them to a pawn shop thinking they were his. So that's what happened. Pretty stupid, right? If I'd just taken better care of these, it never would have happened. Seeing these again reminds me of those days in Jurai. You knew I was from there, right? He was 4 years older than me. Strong, smart, cunning.
White hair, uses dual pistols.
I can't even count how many times he fooled me with these cards.
The look on Reed's face.
He must have been quite the trickster. Did you borrow any money from him? Is he still in Jurai? No, in the Civil War last year, he... I see. Sorry. From Jurai. 4 years older. Huh.
Cue Jeopardy music.
But, all that aside, where on earth did you find the specific set of cards I lost anyway? At 9 Volley. I was there earlier and had the card case recommended to me. And what a coincidence.
Uh-huh.
When I looked inside, there was a deck of cards sitting in there. And I'm guessing the previous owner sold the case with the deck still inside. Let's see. So the cards were hidden in there. Maybe that explains why I had such a hard time finding them.
Because he was looking for the cards, not the case.
Was he expecting to find the very deck?
Uh-huh.
Well, all's well that ends well. Glad you finally found them again. Wish you would have said something about this so we can put this dumb joke about you being from Jurai and knowing Crow to rest. You should keep a close eye on those, Start. Might as well keep the case, too. Huh? But I can't just take this. Why not? You said yourself those cards are your treasure, right? What use do I have for them? Of course I'm happy to just have them again, but I can't just accept them like this. Let me pay you 100,000 mira for them.
Woof!
Because of course, he can just pull out 100,000 mira, which he thinks is a fair price, meaning he could probably pay a lot more.
Well, you know, he was searching on, whatever Zemirian eBay is.
Well, it's eBay, Arabonia Bay.
I hadn't even thought about that.
100,000 mira? Who the heck are you? This is all the money I'd set aside to buy the deck if I ever found it, just in case someone else got to it before I could. Please accept this along with my thanks.
No!
I mean, I'm not gonna take it.
Surely the game's not gonna penalize us for accepting it, or refusing it.
I'm not gonna get penalized for refusing it. Sorry, I cannot accept a 95,000 mira profit on some cards. How about this? Let's make a little wager. A wager? Yeah.
Oh no!
I'm going to throw a 50 mira coin in the air and catch it. You just have to guess which hand I'm holding it in. If you guess wrong, you keep all that money of yours. Huh, that sounds pretty interesting.
And familiar.
Come to think of it, you know that guy I was talking about? I mean, that's what Reen's doing.
Of course.
He's trying to draw out, was that Crow, without just asking. All right, I accept. But if I guess right, you have to accept all 100,000 mira. Deal. Here we go.
Is it gonna do the same animation? Oh, come on!
Well, were you paying attention? Which hand is the coin in? Well, let's see.
Yep!
This was his favorite trick. Instructor Reen's apparently testing me to see if I know it. Seeing that coin fall down below was proof. So the correct answer is... Man, I don't know which one to pick!
Oh, decisions.
Nice try, but it's not in either hand, is it? That's your guess? Let's check them. Well, the right hand's empty, but what about the left?
Oh!
What? You look surprised. You knew the trick. So you thought you knew the answer.
I see.
You pulled a fast one on me. You had 2 coins, and you let one drop and kept the other in your left hand. Yep, that's it exactly. You're pretty good, Instructor Reen. You might even be better than Crow. Well, I don't know if I'd go that far, but how's about you and me have a real long talk?
Yeah.
I had a feeling you knew Crow.
Somehow, there was just this niggling sensation in the back of my mind, and it was blatantly obvious.
You must have really looked up to him back in Jurai. Well, yeah, he really taught me a lot. but I hadn't talked to him since he left Jurai. That long, huh? I wonder if Stark knew that Reen was his friend.
Well, he doesn't seem too surprised that Reen knows the trick.
Well, surely. Someone as exceedingly capable as Stark would have figured it out if he didn't already know. Like,
Yeah.
he would have been able to find that out, because it's not like it's a secret.
Yeah.
He was around 13 when he left, right? It was right after the former mayor, his grandfather, died. Everyone looked up to him. I was only 8 when it happened, so I didn't really understand the situation back then. To this day, I still regret that I wasn't able to say goodbye to him. I've just been chasing his shadow since then.
No, how about that?
I guess that's how he's ended up at Thor's.
Yeah.
During the Civil War, I heard rumors of the Azure Chevalier, and I thought maybe... But by the time I finally figured out his identity, Crow had already... Well, I'm sure you know. Yeah. But, wow, it's pretty incredible you were able to find out that much on your own. Thanks. I guess you could say Crow taught me well. Incidentally, I ended up deciding to come to the branch campus because I'd heard you'd be here. If you got a chance sometime, I'd love to hear more about Crow from you. He really was quite a card!
That'll do, Stark. That'll do.
Yeah, you said it. Still, I never could have guessed that that's what brought you to this school.
And it's also just so interesting that Chapter 4 is the chapter where we find this out finally and get that information brought to the forefront.
In any case, I am interested in hearing about what Crow was like when he was younger. So let's meet up sometime and swap stories. Yeah, I'll be looking forward to it. I'll never lose this deck again, I swear it. Thank you so much, Instructor Reed. No problem at all. That masked man. There's no way it could be Crow, right? It seems like it's been a few chapters, but it is nice to get that closure. Too bad he's not part of Kleist and Co, though.
That's the part you're upset about?